So now that I've had the S22 Ultra as well as the Z Fold 3 and been using them both side by side trying to figure out which one do I want to keep, I kind of want to share my thoughts on what the perks and what the negatives of each device actually is. Number one on the Z Fold 3 is going to be the display. Side by side, there's just no comparison. The Z Fold 3's display is really that good, and if you put any other smartphone beside it, it's going to blow it out of the water. It still does that even with the S22 Ultra. And I still think when I play with them, both of them side by side, the S22 Ultra is more crispy looking, but everything that you can do on both phones looks a whole lot better on the Z Fold 3. While everything looks better on the Z Fold 3, it does not have the software as the S22 Ultra does. I found it to be a whole lot more friendly for content creators, and as somebody who really likes making YouTube videos now, I have noticed that the multi-view does not let you access the community tab. You have to switch it into the kind of like the smartphone view basically, which is the standard mode, which is going to be what it looks like on the S22 Ultra, except you're still not going to be able to actually post YouTube shorts. So as a content creator, I'm not crazy about the YouTube app on the Z Fold 3 versus here on the S22 Ultra. You have all of the features. You don't have to go into settings to change anything. Everything just works when you open up the application, and that kind of convenience is really nice to have. While on the topic of app optimization, you might notice in a few apps that things don't fit the way that they're supposed to. Most of the time, applications actually look a whole lot better on the Z Fold 3, but optimization is not going to match the S22 Ultra just because of the aspect ratio of this device is not normal. I find that to be more of a benefit than a negative, but I know that that's not a problem that I have at all on the S22 Ultra versus every once in a while you will run into this little snag here, but things don't fit or line up the way that they're supposed to. Another thing to keep in mind with the Z Fold devices is that when it comes to software coming out first, it is not going to be happening. The S series devices seem to get the software first, so like One UI when it came out, that beta testing and as well as the official One UI came out first over on the S series devices, Galaxy S series. Also, I noticed even in the past when Samsung Free came out, it took months for it to come to the Z Fold series, and my brother had an S series device and he's over here just loving and enjoying it. I'm thinking, man, I gave Samsung so much money, I still can't enjoy this feature. So just a difference, you know, it still looks better on the Z Fold 3 now that it's out, but just take note that software will come later. So don't expect to get the latest and greatest software first with the Z Fold, with the Z series device. Expect that though with the S series devices. Another great benefit to the S22 Ultra is going to be these cameras. So these are actually 40 megapixels on the front and 108 zoom on the back. So yes, you can get those pictures of the moon. You can spy if you want to. I don't recommend that. But the point is, this thing has some incredible camera photography features on it, including the nightography. Basically, it takes really good pictures at nighttime. And yeah, cameras blow the Z Fold 3 out of the water. The S22 Ultra, however, has something built right into it here, this S Pen. And guess what? You can't have that inside of the Z Fold 3. You're going to have to carry it inside of a separate pocket. So it's great that the S Pen actually comes inside of here, and it's a fully powered one, so you don't have to pay extra for it. It comes with the device, and it's the Pro version of the S Pen. So the Fold Edition is going to give you S Pen functionality, but it's not going to be the best version of the S Pen, but you do actually have the fully powered best version of the S Pen right here on the Galaxy S22 Ultra. Something else to keep in mind with the Z Fold 3 is if you actually crack this main display, it's going to cost you $250 to get it fixed. Versus over on the S22 Ultra, it's only going to cost you $30. Let's say you actually crack or break your device twice in 1 year. You're talking $500 to fix the Z Fold 3 or get a replacement sent out. Versus $60 if you was to do it twice, $30 a piece. And guess what? It's going to save you so much more money on the S22 Ultra. Back on the note of the display being expensive to break, guess what? I've seen so many people like this talk about Samsung not actually covering it with their warranty. This is not a problem that you actually will have with the S22 Ultra. But on the fold-in displays, if this happens to you, you are going to be sugar honey iced tea out of luck. So there are going to be other benefits to switching, such as you can go up to 1 terabyte in size on the S22 Ultra versus on the Z Fold 3 you can only go up to 512 gigabytes. That's a lot of storage for both of those, to be honest. So unless you are an app hoarder like myself, then you're going to want to go with the 1 terabyte, which is over on the S22 Ultra. And another thing too is the chip is faster inside of the S22 Ultra. I don't think it's a humongous difference, and honestly I didn't have any single problems at all with gaming on the Z Fold 3. Some scaling, some things look a little blurry, but if you kind of tweak some of the settings, you could make your experience a whole lot better. So otherwise I would say, you know, you got to pick which device is going to be best for you. They're both really nice, and I think that they both have a lot to offer, but I think that they both are catering to 2 different audiences. I do feel like now that I've had the Z Fold 3 for a while and I've started my YouTube channel, there are things that are here on the S22 Ultra that I'm actually really glad to have. I'm really glad that the cameras are better. I'm really glad that I have the YouTube Shorts ability now, and I didn't have that at all on the Z Fold 3. So there are certain things that I'm glad, as you know, app optimization, apps looking what they're supposed to without making it smaller, because when you get a Z Fold 3, you want to use the bigger display, not make it smaller on the main display. So they're give and takes. Neither one is perfect, and they both are fantastic devices. You really can't go wrong with either one. I'm not sure which one I'm going to actually keep, because I actually still have the Z Fold 3 and the S22 Ultra, and I have to ship off one because I cannot afford both of these phones. This channel does not make any money, so yeah, I have that little problem, my own little baby problems. But anyways, let me know which one that you guys are actually interested in, which one that you guys actually decided to go with, whether you got the S22 Ultra and decided to keep your Z Fold 3, or whether you decided to actually you know, chuck it and actually go forward. You know, which one did you decide, Z Fold 3 or S22 Ultra at the end? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you inside of the next video.